Hey everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom discussion and review. This is on episode 2 of Owari no Seraph, and I gotta admit, I was actually surprised about what happened in this episode. So the beginning, it shows you being a badass, slashing up, um, like these military guys get attacked by this monster thing, and he just kills it easily. And it also I found this out that humans are obviously in this episode. You find out that the humans aren't all gone. We found out a little bit before, but there's like a whole city full of them, and they're protected by like I'm pretty sure they're not the only city, but this is one of the cities, and they're protected by the Japanese Imperial Demon Army. It's a pretty interesting name. Um, and once the vampires started everything, all of a sudden, not only vampires are the problem. There's these monsters that appear out of nowhere. That's what the monster that you fought in the beginning of this episode. I was because at first I was like, "What the heck is that? A vampire?" But no, that is actually like monsters appeared out of nowhere. For I forget exactly why. I think they were summoned or something like that. It's just like, what the heck is that? And the big thing that I was surprised in this episode was that there's like I said, a city full of them, and there's also just people living their regular lives, and you has to go to school. And the funny thing is, he's pretty much like hates it there. He's like, why does he have to be here? He got suspended for trying to fight that monster. Obviously not trying, he did fight it and killed it, but he still got suspended. And he like it's just like completely like, why does he have to be here? He hates it. He's like it was so stupid because the teacher was like, "Oh, you want me suspended?" Blah blah blah, and he was like, oh, "Yes, please, please." And I was just like, "What the heck?" And it turns out, behind him, is this girl named Shinoa Hideagi, and she is pretty much a member of the Japanese, Imperial Demon Army as well, and she's there to watch you and make sure he complies with everything, and he doesn't, he can't do what he's doing right now. He has to be good. And she tells him that the only way he can get, because he wants to get into the the squad that she's in, that we of course find out later from the guy that saves him is Guren Ichinose, and he's the leader of that group obviously, and he won't says he told her to tell you that the only way he can get in is if he can make a friend. And you think like, what? That's not that hard, right? But it's pretty much he's got a problem with making friends or talking to anyone because he lost all his pretty much family is what they believe they were a part of. And he's kind of like hits it right on the dot. Like, he's scared to become friends or get close to anyone at fear of losing them as well. So he's kind of an outcast and doesn't want to deal with anyone else. So I guess Guren thinks that there's no way that he'll be able to do that. And he doesn't want anyone in the group that doesn't care about his teammates or anything like that, which makes sense, to be honest. You can't just be driven by your rage to attack and kill all the vampires but not work with your team and care about your team at all, right? About your friends, they need to be able to make friends, kind of thing. So this whole episode is him just trying to like get through the day, and he sees this other person in his class getting bullied. His name is Yoichi, and he ends up trying to he ends up sticking up for him. And it was pretty funny because he was gonna fight them, and then she knows like you can't hit any civilians or anything, and so he gets just beaten up, and he becomes the errand boy as well. It was just like, what the heck? And it turns out that Yoichi actually wants to be part of the Imperial Demon Army as well, Imperial Japanese Demon Army, because when he was younger, his sister protected him from a vampire while he couldn't do anything about it, and now he wants to join to kill vampires as well. So that's his reason, kind of close to why Yu wants it, because he lost his family as well. And that's pretty much like all of a sudden a vampire that I guess they're researching on escape from somewhere in the city and starts going all over the place. And Yu tries to fight him and also Yoichi helps him out and all this kind of stuff. And then it seems like he's gonna die because obviously his sword stabs straight through that vampire, but it doesn't matter at all. But of course, here comes Guren to the rescue, with his, I guess like it's like a cursed sword. So I guess you can't just fight vampires with ordinary weapons. You need like something like a cursed sword, obviously. And in the end, it was so weird because Yoichi comes and knocks him out. He like jumps towards you, and he get knocked out. And it turns out that since he did make a friend, obviously Gurren now has to keep his promise, his word. And at the end of the episode, it's you and Yoichi both are accepted into the group, and that's pretty much the episode. It was a pretty interesting episode in the fact I did not like get to learn that about the civilization that they have, that humans are not gone yet, they're not out yet, and they're still looks like it's about to they want to push back and fight the vampires as well. And a little bit about the world, like there's these monsters as well, not just vampires as a threat, but all these crazy ass big monsters as well. And we get to meet a new character who I'm pretty sure is going to be a big part of Yu's life. We meet Shinoa and Yoichi, so I can't wait to see the character development and see what their weapons are as well. um, and yeah, from the opening though, it was pretty interesting because it looked like I'm guessing Mika has like he was alive. He turned older. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. The opening was pretty badass, by the way. Um, but yeah, like it showed the opening. In the opening, is like he was grown older, even though we thought he died, and he had both his arms and everything. So what I'm thinking is that he got bitten by a vampire and turned into a vampire. I don't know. That's what I think, and it's also shown on my anime list that he is the main character. So I'm guessing, and then of course in the picture, obviously, he is shown as being alive. So I'm thinking that we're gonna have a little bit of that kind of, they have to fight each other even though they think of each other as family, obviously, but now they're on different sides of the war. And I can't wait to see how this story progresses because it's pretty interesting so far. I really enjoying the premise and everything that's happening. This episode wasn't a huge, fighting vampires kind of thing, except for at the end. Of course, you didn't really wasn't able to do anything really, but overall, I enjoyed it. It was nice, funny stuff going in. Got some comedy in here. Got some, crazy possibilities, and yeah, I can't wait for the next episode, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom discussion and review. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And until next time, guys, see ya.